Day 3 of Vancouver Canucks training camp here in Victoria was all about scrimmaging and special teams as players got their first taste of game action after 2 hard days of workouts under the watchful eye of Rick and his coaching staff. And the players put on a pretty good show for an appreciative crowd in attendance at Save on Foods Memorial Centre. Team White beat Team Blue 3-1, or maybe it was Team Blue that beat Team White 3-1. Whatever the case, the goal scorers Connor Garland, Josh Bloom, and Chase Waters with the goals for the winning team, while Teddy Bluger had the lone goal in defeat. But the real intrigue on the day was what the Canucks would do with their special teams, with so many new faces in this camp, and of course penalty killing, dead last in the National Hockey League last season, so that is a real area of concern that the club thinks it addressed in free agency. But this is where rubber meets the road, and we got our first look at some of the players that will be getting penalty killing duties. Of course, some real intrigue as well about the power play and who would take the bumper spot after the departure of Bo Horvat at last year's trade deadline. Brock Boeser, not a huge surprise. He joined the first unit power play along with Quinn Hughes, Elias Paterson, Andrei Kuzmenko, and JT Miller, but the Canucks showed a number of different looks, and so it was a little premature to try to figure out exactly who would lock down that bumper spot. But it looks like Brock Boeser is going to get the first opportunity, at least, to skate with the other players on the first unit power play. The second unit showed a couple of different looks as well, including a 4-forward set, and at one point Nils Höglander swapped out and Christian Wolanin joined Filip Hronek with 2 defensemen and 3 forwards. As far as penalty killers go, the first one's over the boards as the Canucks did drills here on Saturday. Phil DiGiuseppe, along with Teddy Bluger up front, and newcomers Carson Soucy and Ian Cole were the first defenders to take part in the penalty-killing drills. Another penalty-killing duo on defense saw Tyler Myers with Guillaume Brisebois, perhaps something the Canucks want to take a look at as the preseason unfolds. Rick Tocchet did say he would send a relatively young lineup to Calgary. Of course, there's a threshold of NHL veterans that have to take part in all preseason games, but Tocchet mentioned that there were some players that arrived here in Victoria maybe a little under the radar, or at least guys that he didn't think he would use in NHL preseason action, but he's been impressed by some of the youngsters here at training camp, so look for some surprises in the Canucks lineup when they open the preseason on Sunday night in Calgary against the Flames. With a rink-wide training camp report from Victoria, I'm Jeff Paterson.